Hello everyone, welcome to another Lift Up. I'm Julie. Thank you for checking in here today. I really appreciate it. And today I want to do a little lift up on self-worth. Big subject, isn't it? That, oh my God, could cover so many different situations and events and circumstances in life. It's a big part of the work that I do through the lift up with the people that I've helped and help. So yes, self-worth. What are we basing it on? What is your view of you right this minute of your own worth to you? What is it made up of? Where does it come from? Is it an outside in view? Is it an inside out view? Is it both? Because this is, we know, I'm not telling, you anything you don't already know. We know that this is such an integral part of lifting up our frequency and keeping it as high as we can. I've worked with some very evolved people who emotions, including my own, by the way, my own emotions, we are triggered by an event or a situation, circumstances. And what I found personally through that is that when you're in that, choosing your response to whatever or whomever it is absolutely key, because from that place you're creating your next circumstances, from that place of your own value and worth of yourself. And so if and hey, there's no right or wrong here, we're all here having an experience. But if our worth is dependent upon other people, other people's opinions, society, the narrative, whatever it is, if it's dependent upon that, we're never going to quite know where we are, because it's going to change, isn't it? And then, okay, so, right, I'm feeling good today because someone else feels good about me. I'm feeling good today because, it's been all right out there. I've not had to deal with anything, so I feel better. So I feel good, but I don't know what tomorrow's going to be. But when it comes from that inside out, not based on what we have, but who we are, what's always there, what never leaves, what always was and always will be, that inner, higher, whatever you want to call it, part of you that is actually with you through everything, creating with you through everything, loving you through everything. Yeah, the compassion, all of that is such a big part of what Lift Up is about when I'm working with people who are seeing themselves from a low point of view. And so for me, one of the joyous things of this work is helping people to see themselves from that higher view of, like, look at your stamina, look at your resilience, look at your courage, your strength, because without that, you couldn't have even have got from there to there, And I remember on one of the workshops, there was this lovely lady. She's one of my testimonials, so that's why I'm happy to just mention it. She was so anxious, God bless her. She was so anxious. And she says this in the testimonial about coming in to the workshop because she was worried about other people. That was the biggest thing I always face. People are worrying what other people are are thinking of them. And you know what's happening? The other people are not thinking about them. They're also worrying about what someone else is thinking about them. It's like this like never ending thing. So she, came in, and then bless her, she says in this, I started crying, and then this inspirational lady walked in the room and said, tears are really good, they're healing. and I watched her then relax and everything. And when I was talking about this, about our self-worth and our thoughts and how powerful they are, because they're a vibration, they're an energy that's going out and looking, that's the law of vibration, isn't it? Law of resonance, it's looking for like-minded things. And so it will go and find it, because that's the law of vibration. And so she said that one thing that helps her is her coping mechanism is to put her worries into a worry box, so she can keep them in there and open it when she feels ready, so she feels in control of. And I said, that's amazing, my love. I mean, that's just, and that works for you. That is absolutely perfect. But it came to me in that instant. I said, but how about having an achievement box? Because you've just broken through a great worry today, where you've done something you thought you couldn't do. And that's a massive, massive achievement. And, honest to God, she was so excited about that, because her focus, you can see how it works, can't you? Her focus went from the stuff I'm worried about to actually the stuff that I'm achieving and how good that feels. To the point where she says, actually, on the testimonial, my achievement box is getting more and more and more. But the beautiful thing she says of how she started to look at herself, and she said, it's time to hold my head high. Hold my head high. I just love that. It just makes it worth it 1 billion times over. So this self-worth, I could touch in many areas, but, that's to do with people on a one-to-one. That self-talk. Oh my God, self-talk. Pay attention to how you're speaking to yourself. That is one of the things I think just naturally adapted when everything left my life, because when you're dealing with such loss or pain or suffering, whatever it is you're going through, when you're dealing with that, and then how other people choose to respond, help, don't help, whatever it is, can have a big influence on how that makes you feel. So for me, what was so important, what I learned pretty early on, was I have to look at this through my eyes. I am going to choose what I believe is love. I'm going to give that to me. So if I feel there isn't so much the support that I hoped on the outside, then I need to give more and more of that to me, because you see what we're doing here. Again, keeping your vibration as high as you can within the midst of such uncertainty, within the midst of upheaval or whatever it is that you're going through, so that right? You are doing your damnedest, and it's trial and error, of course it is, but you are doing everything you can to keep that self-love, that self-value of you, because that's what's going to go into creating the next set of circumstances or whatever it is that you then attract into your life. So self-worth, so it's a huge thing. And I think that one of the biggest things I've found in the last 4.5 years of working with people is that worry, fear of what other people think of them. And people are going to think whatever they want to think, because they're coming from wherever they're at, wherever they're viewing life. You can't really change that. But what you can do is have your own view of you, for all the qualities that you have, for all the self-compassion, for all the strength you've got, the resilience, the way you've been tested time and time again, the trials and tribulations. That is such a beautiful, in the end, when you see it for what it has the potential to achieve, is enormous. Without that, I wouldn't even be doing this work. I wouldn't. And I think, is it the Rumi poem, the wound is where the light gets in? Yeah, it's like anything, isn't it? We bring in light to the dark. So those parts of ourselves that we think might be unlovable or whatever it is, what do we do in that case? You give love to it. You give love to it. That part where we feel unsupported, you give support to yourself. That part where we feel we're not valued, you give value to yourself. And you raise that. You raise that within you. And then you'll see, slowly but surely, or maybe even quickly, that you're putting out another different vibration that attracts to you, by the law of resonance, different situations. So you expect it to perhaps come one way, but it comes another way. Yeah, because you've kept that high. So then again, I keep going back to lifting up our frequency through these, oh my God, such challenging times. But you can see what they're doing. You know, they're really making us strong so that we can do what we've come to do. Bring in this new reality, this higher consciousness, this heart, oh God, this source heart energy, to create from that place that you deserve everything. You deserve to be in your joy. You deserve to be in your happiness. Now, it won't always be like that. Of course, that's life. There'll always be something that comes. But when we start to see it as, right, thank you for showing me that. Thank you. That's a bit painful, but I know what it's triggering. I know what I need to release. I thought I'd released it. I thought I'd released it about 10 times, but actually there's still something there. Thank you. You see how you lift. And I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I'm just reminding you that that's the everyday stuff as we then bring in that higher energy. Well, it's here. We use that higher energy, that source energy, to create what it is we want, not what we don't want. And to know that, oh my God, we are all worth it a million times over, because we're part of everything. Everything's within us. We are in everything. So on that note, my loves, I'm going to leave this one. If you have any comments on that, please share. And if you like this, if it helps in any way, please pass it on, subscribe, like, whatever you want to do. And if you do want a session with me on this, I'm delighted. I'll put the link, I'll put my website link in, but I'll also put my email address, and just email me. And what else was I going to say? Yes. If you do choose to go on my my website, there's a story on there, Steve's testimonial actually, and it really puts this, oh my God, massively into perspective of how someone transformed their life, alchemized their life from thoughts that were taking him as low as it's possible to go, and he speaks these in his own words, as possible to go to where he lifted it to. And that doesn't mean it's easy, and that doesn't mean it doesn't continue to be challenging, but where he's at now and how he's seeing life and what he's doing, and how, you know, he's putting that into work that brings him such fulfillment is just, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of everyone that I've helped. They are my joy, and the future people joy, and doing this work is my joy. And this is the point. We're just all here to be who we are, to be that light that you are, to be that love that you are, to be that joy that you are, and to share it and to help each other along the way. You know, what a beautiful world we are going to create. We are creating. And it's in the midst of everything that's going on, but doesn't that just put into perspective what I've just said? So thank you, my loves, for sharing this time with me. And please, I'll keep saying this, only take what resonates. Only take, this is your life. This is your sacred path. So please only take anything that resonates and bin anything that doesn't. You don't offend me, anything. I'm simply here to be who I am and share what my heart wants to share. So I'll say goodbye for now, and I'll see you again. Take care. Bye.